The coffee had gone cold in my hand, a bitter, stagnant pool that mirrored the state of my marriage. Across the kitchen, my wife was humming. It was a light, airy sound, the kind of noise a person makes when they have absolutely nothing to hide, or when they have become terrifyingly proficient at pretending they do. She was packing her suitcase with a rhythmic, practiced efficiency, the third business trip this month. She mentioned the Henderson account again, her voice cheerful as she explained why she had to be away for the entire weekend. I watched her fold a silk blouse, her movements precise, never meeting my eyes. Our daughter, 7 years old and far too observant for her own good, stood in the doorway clutching a half-finished drawing. She asked if Mommy was leaving again, her voice carrying that specific tremor that precedes a breakdown. My wife knelt, gave her a hollow, rehearsed smile, and promised to bring back a special souvenir. I did not say a word. I just watched the performance, knowing the script by heart, but finally seeing the rot underneath the stage. For months, I had been the silent observer of my own replacement. I had noticed the way her phone was always face down, the way she smelled of a cologne I didn't own, and the way her late nights at the office never resulted in a single new project. I had two choices. I could confront her and be gaslighted into oblivion, or I could become the investigator she never expected me to be. I chose the latter. I waited until she was in the shower to check her iPad. There it was. No Henderson account. Just a reservation at the Grand View Plaza, 4 hours away, booked for 2 people. My heart didn't break. It calcified. I knew how the legal system worked. I knew that without irrefutable public proof, I would just be another bitter husband fighting a losing battle for custody. I needed a witness that a judge couldn't ignore. I needed the truth to be so loud that no lawyer could silence it. That was when the plan formed, a cold and jagged thing in the back of my mind. Friday morning, after my wife left for the airport, I told the kids we were going on a secret adventure. Their excitement was a physical weight against my chest. My daughter spent 2 hours making a welcome home card, covered in pink glitter and hand-drawn hearts. My 5-year-old son packed his favorite dinosaur, wanting to show his mom how high it could jump. They thought we were going to be heroes in a surprise story. I knew I was using them as emotional shields, but I told myself it was the only way to ensure they stayed with me. The drive was 4 hours of artificial cheer. We arrived at the Grand View Plaza just as the sun was dipping below the skyline, turning the glass building into a pillar of gold. I walked to the front desk with a child on each hip, the picture of a devoted, surprise-seeking husband. The clerk, charmed by the children's excitement, gave me the room number without a second thought. Room 847. We stood in the hallway, the kids vibrating with the kind of joy that only exists in total innocence. I pulled out my phone, hit record, and stepped back. I told them to knock as hard as they could and yell "Surprise!" They did. The door opened slowly. The man standing there was younger than me, wearing nothing but a hotel towel and a look of confused irritation. That expression shifted to pure, unadulterated horror as he looked down into the beaming faces of 2 children. My daughter's voice faltered. "We came to see Mommy," she said, her card drooping. Then my wife appeared in the background, wrapped in a white robe, her hair damp. The silence that followed was the loudest thing I have ever heard. I kept the camera steady, capturing the way her face went from shock to terror to a deep, ugly shame. My son started to cry, the dinosaur falling to the floor. My daughter didn't cry. She just stared at the stranger in the towel, then at her mother, then at me. In that moment, the childhood I had tried to protect was incinerated. I didn't stay for the excuses. I didn't listen to the "I can explain" or the frantic pleas. I picked up my son, took my daughter's hand, and walked back to the elevator. I had the video, I had the hotel logs, I had the victory I thought I wanted. But as we sat in a different hotel across town eating lukewarm room service, the victory felt like ashes. My daughter wouldn't look at me. She sat on the edge of the bed, her hands stained with the pink glitter from the card she'd eventually shredded in the lobby. 3 months later, the divorce is nearly finalized. My lawyer calls the hotel video a masterstroke. He says it fast-tracked the custody hearing and made her settlement demands vanish. On paper, I won everything: the house, the kids, the future. But reality isn't a legal document. Last night, my daughter came into my room. She looks older now, the light in her eyes replaced by a weary adult skepticism. She told me she was mad at her mother for lying, but she was mad at me for the surprise. "You knew," she said, her voice flat. "You knew what was behind that door, and you let us knock anyway." I tried to explain protection. I tried to explain the necessity of the truth. She just listened with those two old eyes and told me that the truth hurt more than the lie ever could. I live with that now. I am the father who saved his children by breaking them. I am the man who traded their innocence for a legal advantage. Was it the right choice? My attorney says yes. My conscience says nothing at all. I look at the space where the glitter card used to be on the fridge and realize that some things, once broken, can never be taped back together. I have the children, but I lost the version of them that believed the world was kind. Perhaps that is the ultimate price of the truth. It sets you free, but it leaves you standing alone in the ruins of what you used to call home. I am a father, a protector, and a ghost in my own house, watching my children grow up far too fast because I couldn't find a gentler way to tell them that love sometimes is a lie.